Okay. All right, and we are live. Welcome everybody to the business call Friday call tonight. Yeah. So we're going to talk about story and purpose, and we'll go over some other things. Yeah. So where would you like to start?
So first of all, just a little bit of housekeeping. We want to show you our website, just to tell you how to help friends find the events.
Eventually. So we've got just a widget on the side here with all the events. So this is the event that we are at right now on this show. And this is the next, so on 14th, they have the Clary Sage, is what we'll talk about, and also finding strength in the face of cancer.
So say that, you don't remember what the topic is this week, they can go on here and just click on the date and then find out what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, so we thought we'll put it right in the front so people don't have to be searching for it.
Yep, and you just click through these through the months.
Yep.
And
so there's the 25th of the month of March. We have that Aroma Touch in Sydney. You can see that there. Yep, so it's going to be wherever we're at.
Okay, so that's an easy, and you can go ahead and click on it. So like for Tuesday's class, click on here, and it has all the information and the Zoom link, so you can just click on that. But I'm already in a Zoom call, so it won't let me punch it, I don't think. Stop.
Okay, because sometimes people don't know where the Zoom link is and they forget because they're telling their friends and they're like, where can I find it? So you can send your friends here and say, click on that.
Go on events, but
takes you right there.
Anyways.
Trying to make it easier, thinking of new ways.
Okay, so that's amazing.
Okay. So let's start our presentation for tonight.
Okay. Presentation starting. Boom, boom, boom. Zip.
Where are we? Lots of screens. I don't know where to look.
Just a second.
Okay.
I will tell you everything.
Okie dokie.
Okay, you see that amazing slide there? It says story and purpose. That is going to be our purpose. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, guys. I was wondering if Lucy and Kayla might share a few things today, because in our mentoring calls, we get to talk about this a lot. And there's other people that are going to be watching that haven't experienced mentoring before. So just be thinking, okay, about what you're going to share. But basically, this is sharing with people our journey. What we've done with discovering our story and then realizing our purpose. Okay, all good?
Yeah.
All righty. So I can click next, honey. Which one do I touch?
Cool.
Okay. So why do we need a story? So the very first thing is people need pragmatics. People need stories to know who you are and your background. Because we start with caution and then we build trust when we understand who that person is. So if you imagine being invited to a presentation or a party of some sort, you go to your friend's house and you don't know the person that's going to present, you don't know what they're going to really sell, but because your friend is there, your friend loves you and you love your friend, you rock up. And so if that person starts chatting and talking and just jumping right into the sales or the, whatever they're doing, the presentation, sometimes it's very hard for you to fully engage, right? You kind of stand back and go, wait, where am I? How do I need some sort of a gauge of take me from where I am to where you are right now. Okay, so you just need some sort of orientation. So stories, humans love stories. And no matter what the story is, we love stories because it helps us just connect to people and get a nice picture of what they're like, because then we can decide whether we want to trust them. Okay, so that's very important. This is why you need to figure out your story. But finding your story is a personal journey as well. It helps you detect your purpose. Because if we're going to be working for, 20, 30, 40 years, we want to do something that is meaningful, that we could, leave some sort of legacy. And this week has been very difficult for me because we had so many deaths. So many friends have died. And I thought, some of them have left some fantastic legacy and others have left the world too young. And I thought, you don't want to be working all that time just so you can get health insurance, just so you can, pay the bills. You don't want that. You really want a purpose. And you want to be happy because you're going to teach your children how to find happiness too, right? So, if we just plug on, we're teaching the kids life is hard, life is bitter. Just grin and bear it. And that's not fun. And that's not teaching them to be happy. And you want to bless your children with happiness all the time. This is going to be the best thing you can do for them, is to find your happiness. Okay? Anyway, sorry about the emotions. Ben's detoxing and I'm crying. Okay.
Sorry.
So the next thing, when you are clear on your story, it will help you attract the right people. And we already talked about attracting the right people, knowing who that type of person that you want. That's fantastic. But here again, if you have, the good idea of who you are on your journey, then you know who you're really attracting. And the people that really resonate with you are the ones that are just going to come out of the woodworks and be attracted to you too. Hi. So I just want to know where everyone's from. Do you want to unmute, honey?
Sure.
So we have Catherine. Is Catherine from Canada, right? We haven't unmuted people. You unmute. And
Hello.
hi, are you Catherine from Canada?
I am.
Yay! Okay, so I got the right one. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we have, can I say
Lisa.
Lisette? Is that right? Is that how you say
Yes,
it?
Lisette.
Lisette. Where are you calling from?
From Canada as well.
Awesome. So
Mhm.
are you friends with Catherine?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. So are you friends with Marie Burwald?
Yes.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, awesome. I just want to make sure I know everybody that's here. And we have Kayla from Idaho. And we have Lucy from Australia. Okay, so that's everybody here. And right now we're recording, guys. Whoever can watch this later on can watch our presentation. Okay, so we're up to the fourth bullet point here, why we need a story. So if we understand our journey and what we're doing presently, we will enjoy our work, enjoy the work we're doing. So that's why it's important. So I'm going to recap. So we need stories because humans love stories. It helps people understand who you are and develop trust in you. So that's why some websites are important, because if they read through and they see who you are, that trust time to develop trust, it's very shortened. So people have gone to my site, have come to my classes, and have enrolled that night. So, it's been really important that you know your story. And again, it helps you detect your purpose, because you want to live life that's purposeful, right? You don't just want to just go through it and, do it like a rat race. And then, because you know who you are, then you'll be able to attract more people like you. And the last thing here is it'll help you be happy. Okay, next. Any questions or comments so far? No? Okay. But I'll have Lucy and I'll have Kayla share their stories later. But because we've been mentoring, so that's good. Okay, so what do we do with our story? So yes, we have our story. What we use it as an objective at the beginning of our classes. So when you start a class, you tell them who you are and a little bit about your story. So it's a very short version of your whole big story. Then they know who you are and what you're there for. Okay? And most of the time, if they resonate with your story, then they want to join your course. Okay? And the other one is, it's part of your brand. Okay? If you know your story, then that story is part of who you are online and as you do the business. And the other one is, it's part of a mission statement of your blogs, your websites, and Facebook. Okay, and maybe at this point, we want to show you one of our teammates' website. She just put live this week, like 2 days ago. This is Kayla's site, and it's called My Elevation Creations. It took us a little while to figure out who we are and what we really want to share. And when she discovered that, it was boom. Right, so let's click on About Me. I'll have Kayla tell you about her site soon. I don't want to ruin it for her. But here she is, and she talks about who she is and then her purpose. So you can see, if you want to get to know this person, you want to read a little bit about her, and then it kind of helps you know whether you resonate with her, whether you feel like you can trust her, right? So this is why. So I don't want to embarrass you, so I'll just leave it and we'll go back to presentation.
That ain't possible, Jade. Come on.
Here's Kayla's face.
I look cuter in my picture than I do right now.
It was hard for me to have my site called Jade Bolden, because it's like, it's about me. And it's like, no, it's what you represent. And I thought, okay, just get over it, Jade.
I tried to use my name, but it was already taken.
What? No. Yeah. So there's another Kayla Carroll out there.
Apparently.
Did you go on the site and see who it was?
Yeah, she's like a
student. College.
Yeah, she's a college student.
But like interior design.
Interior designer, college student.
Huh.
So she's a creator too. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so the next thing we want to do. So do I just touch that screen there? Okay. All right, where's everyone? Right down here. Okay, so our story. So what's in the story? These are just the three main things that you need to remember. The first one is your problem or problems. And then the next one is resolution. And remember, the resolution, because we're in this business, it has something to do with essential oils and doTERRA. Okay? And then your cause, or what are you going to do here on out? Okay? So I'll give you an example, a very typical example. Like your problem would be like a young mum, and she grew up just with the regular over-the-counter drugs and the medicine symptom approach like everybody else. And her problem is she doesn't know what to do with her kids, and she wants to give the kids the best of everything, right? And she's got no idea. So that's her problem. And when she discovered essential oils, she found that, hey, this is easy, this is powerful, and this is quite a safe way alternative for her family, right? That's a resolution. So you can say it in your own words, and then your cause will be, I just want to share with other young mums how to use essential oils to empower them, right? And you can make this story as well written as you can, and then when you present it very succinctly, you want, within the 2 minutes for them to go, oh yeah, I was there, or hey, pick me, because I would like to know all the secrets too. because I want the best for my kids, right? But that's your audience because you know who you are, what your story is, and then you have a specific audience. Does that make sense? So this time, perhaps Lucy or Caleb, one of you can share some, your journey of discovery of your problems, your resolution, and sort of your course. It's going to evolve and continue to evolve, but just share with us where you're at, if that's okay.
Yeah. So my problem was we were living in Ohio. I wasn't close to family, had lots of little kids, and I was always stuffy. I had this nasty respiratory issue. So I went to I went to a doctor. They couldn't do anything. Yeah, you're stuffy. We can't see through you. It was all swollen and yucky. So they said, go to an allergist. So I went to the allergy doctor, did all the allergy testing, wasn't allergic to anything. So basically they said, sorry, we don't know how to help you. So then I went to Jade's house and she taught me a class and gave me some Breathe. So I bought a kit and started using Breathe, and then I could breathe. So it was pretty amazing. I mean, it was revolutionary for me because I was used to the over-the-counter Western medicine lifestyle. I didn't know anything else about any alternatives. So it was very eye-opening, and it took me a long time to process all that and to really learn how to include essential oils in our life every day. And so it's a fun journey, but an interesting one.
Okay, you have one other problem too. So bad, you got a problem. But your other problem was you really did not want to go back to work.
Right.
Yeah.
That's always been a huge thing for me, not working, and not just when my kids were little, but now. And so, this is an opportunity for me to be able to stay home. And, right now I care for my parents and they're helping me to stay home, but I will eventually replace that income with my business. And when my parents are gone, I can still stay home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. And now your cause?
Well, I worked a long time on my purpose and talking to Jade and figuring out what my talents are. Well, I knew what my talents were. I just didn't know how to apply them to this. And so after a lot of prayer and study and reading, I found my purpose, and it's to uplift others with my talents that God has given to me. So through my music and my crafts and the essential oils, that's what my purpose is to uplift others and to bring joy into their lives.
Yeah, because these oils have given you that
Absolutely
joy and an opportunity to do what you love and to share your talents. If you didn't have this opportunity, you wouldn't, have that time to share your talents.
Right, or the platform to do it.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, Lucy, do you want to have a go? Oh. Okay, we found
Try it
you.
again.
Sorry, I'm babysitting as well, so if there's a slight interruption, Mum will be back very soon. Okay.
No worries.
All right. So my problem, my husband and I ran a really successful baby business, and I was the designer, so I was really big into finding solutions for mums. I designed a front pack carrier, nappy bags, dispense nappies, did everything. I'm very much a find solutions to things person. And it did very well, but we got hit by the international financial downturn, and it was kind of a domino from that. And it was very hard to recover because we got picked off and copied by the big guys. They always watched what we did. And so to cut a long story short, we lost our business, and I guess I completely lost who I was because it was all wrapped up in my success with the business. And so I really suffered terrible loss. There were a lot of other things happening at the same time in the family. And so it was just one thing after the other. And it forced me back to what I was qualified in, which is childcare. And I never wanted to go back to childcare. I'd had my days. I wanted to raise my family, never wanted to, go back to childcare. But as it turned out, I did that. And I don't even know how I got my first job because I really didn't even have like 2 years experience at that point. It had been years before that I'd been in childcare. But I can look back now, and that was such an important part of my journey because I am good with young children. It is a strength that I have. And I found myself. When you lose yourself, you find yourself. And when I worked with children, it healed me. And I started to lift out of depression because I suffered depression for about 2.5, maybe 3 years. And, I started in the job with depression and I just was able to work my way out of it, not completely, but it was at that point, at my lowest point, when I was renting from my best friend downstairs in her little apartment, that we went to a market and she introduced me, we passed a guy who was talking about who had an oil display and it was doTERRA. And she said, I use those oils. And so we got talking and I took a little sample home and she was just telling me how good they were. She wasn't even an advocate, but she was using them. Then within a very short time, my close friend and almost family related Tanya tells me she's coming up to Queensland, going to a doTERRA convention that I'd heard this word doTERRA. And I said, I was really interested in going to that day with Dr. Hill. Just a minute, please. And so I ended up going to the whole convention, joining up after. I was so blown away with the integrity of the company, so excited to start this journey because it wasn't enough for me to be back in childcare. I like building something and I really wanted to do something and I needed to create a whole new future for myself because my future had gone, it's a pretty daunting thing at our age. But so from that, it's all kind of fit together that my target audience is mums with young children because I've seen what these oils do and they can replace the antibiotics and you can raise your children without all this toxic, the toxic chemicals. And I've seen firsthand using it with our granddaughter. She's never had antibiotics, ear infections, oils on, front and back of the ear. So, yeah. So now I'm still in childcare in Canberra now that we've moved, and I'm loving it because I have the opportunity to share it with so many people, and that's where I'm going to be. That's my cause. Help young mums, empower them, and then you empower generations.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Lucy. Thank you, Kayla. Those are awesome examples, and everybody has their special, even though we have like similar audience, you have your special path in that area and you have your people, the specific people that God wants to send you so that only you can help them. And that's what I feel is very exciting. So what we do is we need to write and rewrite our story over and over and over again. I've done this every weekend for the last few years. It's sort of the same story, but you add some keywords and you kind of dig it out of you, and then you write more exciting moments and you reflect and you think, some of those things are very key. So kind of like what Lucy was saying, hey, that downfall, that was key to waking me up and saying, hey, there's more to this. Or with Kayla, wait a minute, I really don't want to go to school and teach again and then get scratched up by these kids. I really want this freedom. And so little things that you write. And what I usually do is, you go through it again and really highlight some of the key elements, just the very main key elements that you're repeating over and over and over. You don't want to take 20 minutes of people's time to tell your story in detail. But people want to hear a story. You make it so compressed that people can go, I know who you are now. Very good, exciting story. And they'll fill in the gaps for themselves. But this here really makes your story have substance. So, I would say a long time ago, I didn't know better. I used over-the-counter medication for my children, and I was sick myself and had, and you say the key things, lots of pains, a lot of aches, lots of allergies, depression, and, weight problems. I didn't know where I was going, who I was, until I decided to use essential oils and natural remedies. And then not only did I find these solutions, I found like, actually, this is something that God has really given us. And I found the love of God in this. And I found my purpose. And I just could not stand to see somebody else be in the dark like I was. And I want to create communities of these earth angels, really, you know, people that are healed and want to heal others all around the world. And so when I'm done saying that, people will say, hey, I sort of know who you are now. You are a mum. You had some frustrations. You know, there's some of the typical things, but that's kind of nasty that everyone really can't get over sometimes, right? And I see where you're going with this. And when people come to your classes, they're like, okay. And then one more sentence, I add what they're expected to hear and do today. So I say, tonight, I want to share with you what I've learned, and I want to be able to empower you as well. So share with you what I've learned. And they get a pen out, and they're like, do you have any paper? Talk to their friends. Because at first they come because they think it's a candle party, right? And it's not a candle party. Now they're going to learn. And so they're like, okay, we need something because she just told us we're going to learn. And it's so funny to watch everyone go, okay, ready. And I thought, yay. They're right where I want them to be because I've taken them from, I don't know who she is, to, okay, I know who she is. Let's go. Ready for you, right? And that's what you want. Okay, there's no point going, la, 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 you know, essential is this, essential is that. It's great for everything. You know, now they want to feel what I feel. That's the point of your story. You want to feel liberated because Jade feels liberated, right? That's what they're buying. They're buying an emotion. They're not buying the oils so that their nose can be cleared up. The nose clearing up is great, but the emotion of, hey, I'm liberated, I'm empowered, that's what they're really buying. You got that? Okay, so rewrite your story as much as you can, and then simplify it. Simplify it. So boil it down to the essential bits. And sometimes when I hear people's stories, I hear too many details, very specific details. Great, but really, what does that encompass, right? So this, I'm stuck here, I'm stuck here, I'm stuck here, I'm stuck here. Wait a minute, what's the theme? I'm not free, okay? So you can say feeling not able to be free financially, physically, whatever, okay? And then you've got that down. And so they think to themselves, yes, you know, I don't feel free. That's true. But, you know, sometimes they don't have your specific problem. Right? Oh, I've had a fibromyalgia, and the girl next to you like, I don't know, I don't have it, I don't know what it is. But if you say health problems, you know, that some major health problems, then they think, okay, I've got some major health problem, maybe not the same, but now I'm going to be able to relate to you. Okay? And then you practice retelling it. You know, retelling and telling a story is an art. You know, there was a class when I went to university, and it was actually one whole section of the class, pretty much half of the semester, was on retelling the story. And, you know, you have to stand in front of the audience and just tell your story in a way that people kind of get and it relates to them. So you're looking at people in the eyes and you're gauging them. That's why I tell people when you're at a class, you get to know everybody as much as you can. Tell me your name, tell me where you're from, tell me about your health. You know, tell me about your family, whatever it is that you can get out of them. And then it's like, yes, okay. And then when you're telling your story, you link, relate, get them to where they are, to where that you want them to be. Okay, that's really important. It's a very important skill, okay? But that's what we would practice. And over, when you get really good at this, it's a natural habit. You don't have to think to yourself, okay, I have to walk around and find out who they are, remember their names, you know, all these things. It's just a natural thing. You put everything down and you get to know each person, and then you tell your story in a way that's going to move them to an emotional response. Any questions, comments? Well, we have to unmute people first. Lisette,
Yep.
what do you think?
Yeah, I don't have any questions right now. No.
No? Good.
Nope.
So do you you have a story that you tell? What do you think about this?
I've still been working on my story and finding my real why, because I kind of just got introduced to oils by chance. I went to a friend's house one night when she said she was having a class, and I was like, I have no idea about this company. I don't know what you're going to be telling me. So, but I'll come. I'll support you and I'll come. So I went, and then Marie was doing the presentation, and she, I don't know, I was just kind of very intrigued about what she was saying and how the oils could help with all these different things. And all I could think about all evening was all these people in my life who needed who needed the oils that Marie was presenting. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like, my dad could use this, and I could use this for this, and my husband could use this. And I was just, that's all I could do. So I signed up that night and I got a kit, but I didn't do anything business wise for the first year. I was just using them. And then when I was on mat leave the following year, I was like, well, it'd be really nice if I could one day replace my teacher's income with doTERRA and stay home and enjoy my family and be able to spend more time with them, but also continue teaching, but not in the classroom, but in a different setting, and helping other people find solutions to their problems as well, and their family's problems and their friends' problems with the essential oils. So yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you've almost got your story done.
Almost.
Yeah, so you're out there to help to educate people because you have a skill to teach, and you're bringing hope to people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got, hey, that might be good for dad, that might be good for so and so, because it's like, we've got some solution, we've got hope.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And you want freedom. You want this freedom to call the shots and not have to worry about the day-to-day, the check from check. Yeah, and so many people want that. Yeah, and then the other thing too is to add your flair to it, who you are. So that's what we wanted Kayla to do, to find out who she really is, because some of us try to be very inclusive, and you know, when we're friends with people, we just want to do what our friends want to do, and sometimes we don't know what we can bring to the table. And I told Kayla, I'm like, you got this, you got this, you got this, share it with everyone because it's awesome. And it doesn't have to be the best in the world. It could be just better than most of us, right? And that's good enough. And so Kayla loves music and all these wonderful things. I'm like, share that, because that helps her attract an audience that are going to be like her, people that like the same things. People that like rock music, I don't think they're going to go on her site. But if they want that beautiful, uplifting music, they want to do that. If they want to do, crafts. And so why don't we show that, the rest of that. And Kayla, do you want to walk us through that?
Sure.
Okay, there we are.
So I chose several different topics that I really am passionate about and that I love. One of them is essential oils, and then my music, and then books, and I love to work with wood and do crafts. So those are the things that I'm focusing on right now, and I may add more pages later, I don't know. But right now I'm just going to focus on these 5 things. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and click on the music tab. So here I just kind of introduced a little about my music and what I like to do. And then there's a couple of posts below that have some recordings of things that I've done. The Christmas 2012, that was, I was asked to sing at a Christmas party at our church, and it was to a video. And so this video is playing and I'm singing behind it. So I recorded that, and then we turned it into a Christmas DVD that we gave out for our Christmas cards that year. So that was cool. And then the other video is from my father-in-law's funeral just a couple weeks ago, and I sang there. And my brother-in-law recorded it. I had no idea he was recording it, thank goodness. That would have added more pressure to not cry while I was singing. But so that was cool. I'm glad that he did that. So we posted that out there, and I have some other songs too that I'll be putting out there soon. I've written a couple of songs, and I want to put those out there. And then under the books tab, you can click on the books tab up there at the top. We had a lot of snow days this winter. We had a lot of snow, and so the kids were out of school for like 8 days because they couldn't get to school. So my son and I were watching the Hobbit trilogy, and it brought a lot of questions up. I'd read the books like 15 years ago, and anyway, so it brought a lot of questions. I was like, I wonder why they did that in the movie, and is that how it was in the book? So I reread The Hobbit, and then I wrote
Thorin's such a big jerk.
I know. I wanted to know if Thorin was as big of a jerk in the book as he was in the movie, because he was really kind of a big jerk. And he wasn't. He was much more pleasant in the book, actually. So I wrote about that, and then I'm reading another book right now that is really helping us with our finances. So I'm going to write a little post about that, and I'll post it here as soon as I get that done. And then click on the Working with Wood tab. We built a home a year and a half ago, and we wanted to put some barn doors in it, so we made them. So these are some pictures of our barn door. Yeah, click on the read more and you'll see more pictures. So we put them together. We got some wood from one of my friends. He had torn down a house and a shed and stuff, and so we took all the nails out and sanded the wood and put the doors together, and then they are beautiful. I love them. Every time I look at them, I'm like, I love my doors. And then
They have meaning.
Yes, they do have meaning. Yeah, all the kids helped us. Everybody pulled nails. Everybody helped sand. Everybody helped, with the staining and all that, or not the staining, but the clear coat. And then we built this mudroom bench for our mudroom out of the same reclaimed wood. It was twisted and horrible, and those first two pictures, this is like a before picture and then an after picture after it was sanded, and it's just amazing the transformation that happened with this wood. So, and then there's a craft page. If you click on more, you can find the craft page. There we go. So I like to crochet, I like to sew, cross stitch, create other stuff. So these are just some of the crochet crafts that I've done lately. A little jellyfish. My son was doing a Secret Santa thing at school, so. And then my granddaughter came to visit and she loved it, so I made her this one for Christmas. And then I make these little dolly bags. They fold down into a bassinet for your little doll, and then it draws up into a purse, so it's really cute.
Oh.
Yeah, I've made tons of them, and I have hardly any pictures. That's the only picture of the dolly bag. I was like, okay, from now on, I got to take a picture of everything I make.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
so that's what my page is all about. It's all about things that I like to create, and then I have an essential oil page too. I'm working on getting the site approved by doTERRA so I can be more specific on here with branding, but for now I'm just staying very compliant and basic. So I have a couple posts there. I kind of wrote a day in the life of essential oil use in my home so people can see what, because I get that a lot. How do you use, I don't even know how you would order every month. How could you use enough to order every month? So, yeah, so I kind of walked them through it. This is what I do, I said, before I even leave my bathroom in the morning, I've already used 8 products with oils in them. So.
Right. Excellent. How good is that?
So,
Did you guys make this on WordPress?
no, it's a Wix.
Wix.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
awesome.
see where that image came from. Yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
Very good.
Love it. See, I see, tons of things that I like doing. I like the crocheting, and I like the crafts and music and books. So, if I were, because I'm Kayla's friend right now anyways, but that's why we're friends, because we have so many similarities. But it's not just oils. A lot of people make the mistake of, everything is around oils and that's it. That's just oils. It gets kind of like, it's kind of fake, right? But also this makes you a little bit vulnerable because you have to talk about you and things that you like and things that you don't like, you don't want to put it in. And then so you have to dig inside and go, hey, what am I really about? So I like that. And it's hard sometimes to know who you are. Yeah, was that tough?
Yeah, it was. It like the first day I worked on it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming and I don't want to do it. And it's going to take me forever to write posts and whatever. And then after our last mentoring session, I sat down and worked on it all afternoon, and then I was ready.
I was like, what? You did
I
this
know.
like 2 days?
I said, I am almost ready to publish.
So just so you know, Lucy, you guys do the same things. You're like, sorry, Jade, I didn't do as much as I wanted to do this week. And then the next day, she's like, look, I'm done. Yeah.
Oh, there's hope for me.
Yeah. So anyways, the thing is you feel inspired and you feel like you've got an audience to share your love with.
And that's it too. Sometimes
Free.
I have a project that I know I have to work on. I put it off because I think I don't have time to think about that right now. But when I do focus on that project, then the inspiration comes and it just flows out. So, and maybe it wasn't time yet until Wednesday. That was my day. That was the day to get that done. And so, I sat down and worked on it all afternoon, and I was able to figure out the technology, and I didn't hardly ask Ron any questions. I was so proud of myself.
Jade,
I'm proud of you. I'm down spin all the time.
Jade, I think here's an example of what you're talking about. We created a business page on Facebook and shared it and had people come and like it. And we got like 20 or 30, maybe at the most, posts. So Kayla created we created a My Elevation Creations Facebook page for this, and she shared it with all of her friends, and she's had already 80 likes on it.
Fantastic.
Or something, 50 something on there, but we only got a few on our business one. I think that kind of examples of where it was purely for the essential oils, and this one is more about her, and her friends can relate with more of that and stuff like that. I think that's kind of the people that you're talking about. Yeah.
So when they see she's real, if she likes these other things, they're going to be curious about, hey, let's see what these oils are about. She keeps talking about them, and it's part of her. And it's so much easier that way. Yeah. And then you can take this information and repurpose it on all the platforms.
Yeah.
So you've got your Pinterest.
Oils, it's about making relationships.
That's it. Yeah. Because you know your story, you know who you are, you know your purpose. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So much easier, and it motivates you to get the projects done, and because your project's not just for you now, it's just to share with these people. But you're having fun because you're doing what you like.
Yeah, I need to start sanding some more boards that have been sitting in my garage all winter.
Yeah, because it's like, come, we've got more than just, this one purpose now. We've got all these people waiting to see what's next.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So I'm so proud of you. This looks so great, and I've already gone onto your Facebook page and liked it. So it's great. You can just keep going that way. So I've got one more slide to go. Here, we're just going to share this with you. Okay. Alrighty. In my mind, I'm always thinking about a railroad track. It could be a road, but a railroad track, you sort of have to be connected to it and on it. And I feel like that's us. That's our journey here on Earth, is to find the road for us. As part of this big journey, where we're heading in the same direction with our friends, but we have our own special track. And our track is made out of all the things that we love and we're inspired to do. This track is about us and who we are. And when we honor ourselves, we kind of get on track and we find our happiness. When we're off track, we somehow feel just not right, wrong, and you're uncomfortable, you're sad, you're not fulfilled, and you don't know why, because you're checking the boxes, whatever all the good people are doing, all the people that are successful doing, you're checking the boxes, but somehow it's like, I'm not really happy. I guess I can't complain, but then that's not the point. The point of this life is just to find your joy, your happiness. And like I said at the beginning, when you find your happiness, then you can show your children and you can show your friends where to go to get happiness. right? And it's very fulfilling. Imagine you're spending, your time doing all these woodwork and other things and online, telling your friends about it, and then answering their questions on oils because, you're friends now. And those people can be anywhere around the world, but they're your friends because they can relate to you. So, how do we get on track? What do you think? How do you think we get on track or stay on track?
I think, Ron and I started this goals program a few weeks ago, and that's really helped me to have my goals set and clear and in front of me and giving me something to do every day. I know what I need to do every day because I've written it down and it's a goal and I can track it. And we also have been trying to read affirmations every night and every morning that help us to invite that abundance and happiness and focus into our lives.
Yeah, I agree. That's awesome. Yesterday I didn't start work until about 10 because I needed to get more light and fill up my happy cup. And, I was singing, not as great as Caleb. I was singing to myself. I was reading my, words of God and all of these things and praying and then just thinking about my purpose and, those affirmations from my head, like I'm on the right path, I'm helping people. I know what I'm doing. Because it's not easy sometimes when we have, the news and all these other things that just bombard you with negativity. You really have to kind of be conscious and push back and then be strong. And when you're at that place, you'll be okay. And I really needed that because I know that as soon as I get online or as soon as I check my phone, I've got people that need my help. But if I'm flat, I can't give. I can't give anything. So I've had friends who's, one of my friends, her dad passed away, the other friend, her sister passed away, and just little things like that. I can't help them if, I don't have my cup filled. And I like this picture a lot because it's leading you to the light. And it's sort of an analogy that I like to use all the time. Stand in the light because then you don't have to fight a lot of darkness. It's not that hard anymore. But when you're here in the dark, you're swimming and you're floating around, you don't know what you're doing. It's just asking for trouble.
And Jade, I think too, when we recognize where all of the goodness comes from, when we recognize God in our lives and that He gives us everything that we have, and then if we take time every day to give Him time to read the scriptures or pray, then He gives us enough time throughout the day to finish whatever else He needs us to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I find when I take time to do that, I have plenty of time all day to do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
If I forget that or I ignore it or don't do it, then I don't get anything done.
Yeah. Lots of disruptions, lots of interference and
yes.
Yeah, frustration at the end of the day. Yep. Well, that's all I have to share tonight. Lucy, do you want to share anything? Or Catherine?
No, this is great. I want that photo. Oh, I like that train.
Yeah, put it on a phone. Yeah. Definitely.
Right.
I'll send it to you. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, and I hope you got something out of this.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep.
Next. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Yep. Thank you.
And thanks, Taylor, for letting us explore your site. That's
you're welcome.
given some ideas. It's good.
Yeah.
Well,
Next time you share yours, Lucy.
Good. I look forward to that.
Oh, it's not ready yet, but no, I hadn't thought about other interests that I have, and so that's kind of making me think about. I'm just going to
Yeah.
Now I want to go and listen to your songs because I love singing. So
oh, awesome.
yeah.
The choir too.
When Tanya was at my house, she played for me and we sang.
Oh yeah.
She has
That's
a grand
awesome.
piano in her living room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, beautiful. I'm going to your site. I want to listen. And I love Sally DeFord's music too. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
See? Friends already. Thank you so much. Next week we'll talk about what's holding you back, things that hold us back. So I look forward to sharing some things on that.
And on Tuesday, our essential oil is clary sage.
Sage.
So you can join us at the same time, but on Tuesday.
Right after that, we'll talk about cancer.
So this should be good.
Oh, wag work.
Like, what are you doing here, Lucy? Aren't you supposed to be at work?
Yeah.
We're recording this.
We've actually had people join us at work.
I could stay on in the staff room.
Staff room. Alrighty, guys. You have a good day.
All right. I'm gonna